welcome to Feisty Chess. Let's see here. We've got c4. Let's play against c4. Let's play e6. Probably get into a Terrash. We've got a 10-5 game against BenoniExperten. Ooh, I could even transpose to a Benoni here if I play my cards right. But if he's a BenoniExperten, maybe I shouldn't. Yeah, c5 will take us into Benoni territory here. Alright, I played the Terrash more recently. Let's go for c5 and see if we can't get ourselves in some Benoni trouble here. Benoni means son of sorrow. So here we go. Gonna take BenoniExperten up on this. I think I can play knight f6 before, because if he plays d6, just queen b6 will pick up that pawn. Now I think d6, and then following up with g6 and bishop g7. Okay, queen check. I haven't not seen this. This appears to pick up my d6 pawn, doesn't it? So I need to block with the bishop, and then knight to b5. Okay. Play downstairs in the basement. All right. Blocking with a knight on d7. No, I think bishop d7, bishop knight b5, castles, and I'm threatening a6 there. But it might be, I know there's lines in the Benoni where I'm supposed to give up that d6 pawn by blocking with, say, the knight. Let's look at that. Knight d7, bishop takes, and then what? I suppose I have queen b6. And with the knight on d7, that c5 pawn is guarded. So after bishop takes, queen b6, hitting the bishop and the b pawn. And I've got d7 well covered. The knight's really the one that wants to come to d7, and then after I castle, I can either go knight b7 or knight b6 or knight e5. I'm going to play the knight here. The idea of queen b6 if the bishop takes. Okay, I think this was a mistake by white. I think this gets white in trouble. Bishop takes d6 looked too good to pass up, but whose king? Both kings are stuck in the center for the time being. Whose king is safer? After queen takes b2, I might even give up a pawn. Say he goes back bishop e5 makes the most sense here. Bishop e5. Then queen takes b2 is a little bit dangerous because I'm on the diagonal with that queen. So maybe I'll just castle then, and the bishop has to make a decision. I retain the initiative around b2, and I might get the two bishops. So yeah, I haven't seen this queen a4 line before, but I know that if white tries to act too soon in the Benoni, bad things can happen. Okay. So we're down on time, but now we've got white on the back foot, I think, thinking. Actually, it's key that the knight doesn't really guard c5, but now the queen does. I didn't quite articulate that correctly earlier. This is black's main weakness in the Benoni, d6. Especially since white can get a bishop here to target it. And can often get a knight to, say, c4 or even b5. Sometimes e4 to target it as well. And black doesn't have many resources to defend it once he moves his bishop to this diagonal. An interesting try. Okay, I didn't see this possibility. I guess castling here looks good. I'm just going to trust that I've got counterplay for this. I castle. He's got knight to c7, and then I just grab the bishop. And he can pick up the rook in the corner, but I'll probably be able to get 2 pieces for that rook. And even if I don't, I'm just down an exchange, and in the meanwhile, white's king is stuck in the center. Wait, I can't castle. I can't castle here. Okay, so what can I do? I can take on d5. Oh, that also guards c7, doesn't it? Okay. That guards c7, and then maybe I have time to play a6. Maybe. The other option is king d8, but then bishop c7 wins my king, wins my queen. Okay, let's take on d5. We've got the pawn back. Critical line seems to be e4 here. This is looking pretty wild. Man, well, castling long looks pretty good for white. I'm looking forward to looking this line up. I tried to play the Benoni for some time. I don't think it really worked for me. I'd like it to work though. It's an exciting opening, and hey, my name is Ben, so And actually, the biblical character Ben was originally named Benoni, and then was son of my sorrow, and then name was changed to Benjamin, which is son of my right hand. I don't know all the meanings there, but anyway, the Benoni is a kind of bold. Okay, this is similar to castling. Looking at bishop c3 check, knight takes c3, knight takes c3, b takes c3, and he's still got the bishop guarded at the end. I think a6 hitting the knight is still the best. Then you can go... I actually think e4 was a better move for him there, because not only does that attack my knight, it also defends this knight. And when I play a6, I'm not really threatening to take with a pawn so much as the queen, because this queen pins the pawn. But I can also give up the exchange here, since once I take, So bishop takes b2 is another option. But then rook takes knight. Okay, I'm going with a6. Need to save some time for later as well. Okay, he's got that check. I think I just slide to d8 now. Yeah, well, where else am I going to go? What other choices do I have here? King d8. I might be busted here. He's threatening a mate here now that he's taken away the defender. So now's when I need to get my rook going. But then he's got bishop c7. Oof. Well, hold on, bishop c7, and my rook is still on his queen, so I'm not only defending the mate here, I'm hitting the queen. Maybe I'll go down and exchange. But if this storm kind of clears, I'll have a little better activity than black. I mean, maybe. Than white, I mean. Hard to say. So bishop c7 is the key line here, and then queen takes. And then knight takes, rook takes. And I'm just up. I'm up a piece, right? He gets the rook in the corner. But actually, yeah, he's going to be able to get that knight out, it seems. Okay. This allows me to block with the bishop. I think I need to keep the pressure on his queen. Wild position. Man, Benoni's can just blow up quickly. Okay, he's going for this. How do I want to do this? Do I want to let his knight come here? Queen takes. Knight takes. Takes here. And if he decides to take a rook, the simpler path for him is just to recapture with the knight. But then I get his knight. So he needs to take. He needs to take one of these rooks with his knight. Probably the rook in the corner. And then I retreat my bishop. He's got a rook, but I got the two bishops. He's going to get his knight out to b6 is the problem. Alternative, that doesn't look too good, but I might have to do it because the alternative of king here, does he have a check? He has bishop d6, that just repeats. He's got the queen check again. Then I could play my king. Ugh, this is super tricky to calculate. Yeah, I don't like that his knight escapes and I lose an exchange. I'm already down a piece. How did that happen? Oh, I lost this knight and I've never recaptured his knight. Okay, I'm going this way. I just see losing like a whole rook down in the other path, so I have to try this. Thing is, I'm not letting his knight jump to this square and getting out of the pawn's attack. So if I leave that pawn attacking that knight, I think I'm better. After queen... Yeah, after queen e4 check, I go king f8, forced. And then he's got bishop d6 check. I can't move my king away from the rook. So at that point, I do have to take. And then the knight comes here. And then I take the queen, and it looks like his knight covers that as well. So yeah, I'm losing a rook, I think, at the end of all this. Probably white will find queen e4 check. He's going for that. Okay, we better take his queen. Now he's going to lose one of these pieces, so he should probably just take my bishop, I think. Actually, if he takes my bishop, I'll be hitting both his rook and his knight. And if he goes, nah, he'll be able to get out with extra material. He's up a piece as is right now. Oh, that capture. Okay. Squeezing a little more juice out of the position, I guess. Oh, white's finding very accurate moves. Only up an exchange right now. Okay, I'll let him have the exchange. I got the two bishops. Okay, this could be worse. He could go for the check on c5 again. which does force me to go to E. Okay, this is all right for me. Let's just take the knight. Activate this rook. We'll get our king in the game, I suppose. A little bit. Okay. I'm happy to see this. Yep, I thought so. Why not grab a pawn? White will want to trade rooks. White's looking pretty solid here. Let's just put the rook on the same file as the king. Guard the 7th rank. Let's just try to make things hard for white here. Okay, we need to trade that off. It's maybe a resignable position, but with limited time left, let's go here. Trade off some pawns. Yeah, we got out-experted in the Benoni. Been a long time since I played the Benoni. Seems like it's been a long time since I played about anything. Yeah, let's just firm those pawns up. Alright, this is resignable. Didn't have the time to really put up the good resistance. Alright, learning time. Ooh, let's take our lumps, learn from this Benoni. Maybe we'll learn not to play the Benoni against someone whose name is BenoniExpert. Okay. A6 is the main move here. Bishop G7. Queen A4, yeah. Bishop D7. See, knight to D7, bishop D6, queen B6. And yeah, I did not see knight B5 here. That's just a killer move. So I've got to go bishop. Usually you don't want to do this. You want to save D7 for your knight. Now, see, what if he tries something like this? Well, A6 probably just wins a piece, right? How come Stockfish was evaluating this earlier and not now? Oh, just castle. I don't even have to be in a hurry. Ooh, Yeah, knight takes d6 check. Okay. You don't want to give black. Give white. Knight takes d6 with check. Because now the knight's pinned. You can't take d6. That's what I saw in some line or other. I saw something like this in the game. After the bishop retreats, say, I don't know, g3. Now black is just killing +7 for black. That's what I saw. Knight b5 is obviously the critical shot that I missed. Oof. a6 immediately is necessary. And just let him have the exchange. Okay. Yeah, this makes some sense now. Got a lot of pressure on d5, and this knight isn't getting out immediately. Actually, yeah. The knight's trapped, so white's up a rook for he's up in exchange right now, but I'm probably going to get this knight back. Actually, that's not a6. Yeah, that's a blunder. But if I'd gone a6, knight c7, it still says black. It still says white is way better. King d8. Oh, knight g5. I bet that black would have. I bet that white would have found that move actually. Knight g5. But actually, I can give up. Knight takes f7. I can give up the queen for 3 pieces here. This isn't so bad for black, is it? g3, huh? I would try f4 here. Sorry, e4. So this is good for white, but look, I got 3 pieces for the queen. My king's a little more unsafe. But white is not developed at all. I've got all these pieces just ready to jump in the game. I can play knight b6 with some tempo. It's probably not very good though. Yeah, plus 3.4. What's the concrete line I'm missing here? Especially with something as simple as g3. Knight to e8. Not knight takes here. Castle long. Knight b6. Queen b3. King c7. Okay, now we're down the exchange sort of. Yikes. Okay. But what about bishop here? Oh, queen takes b6. Of course. All right. But I don't have to play that way. I don't know, that's interesting. I would think 3 pieces for the queen is a pretty good deal, or is at least more balanced than just white being up a piece. But yeah, that's obviously a big mistake. I need to play a3 quicker. I thought this bought me time to play a6, not a3. I thought knight takes d5 bought me time to play a6. Rook d1. Let's do a computer analysis here. My opponent had 2 inaccuracies, but no blunders or mistakes. I had 2 inaccuracies and 2 blunders. Played too badly though, by comparison. A lot of times in the Benoni, that can get played. You can allow d6. I want to look at this. d6, queen b6. And this is good for white. Knight f3. Bishop takes d6. e4. Just let that fork happen. I guess we got rook e1 planned if we castle. Bishop e2 threatens the fork again. Rook e8. Castles. Black's up a pawn, but white has a huge advantage here, according to the computer. Bishop to c7. Ready to go knight c6 first. Oh, queen takes d6, right. Okay, well. Whew. A little slow today, I guess. Now, after bishop f4, it's not the usual move. The usual move is e4 here. So bishop f4, I should have paid attention. This wasn't just, I kind of mindlessly went forward with Benoni plans. But bishop g7 appears to be the move anyway. I suppose you could throw a6 in here to meet queen a4 check with b5. But then there's a4, and now you don't have queen a4 check. Maybe I'll play this way the next time. If bishop f4, I'll just go for a6. Because as soon as black plays a6, it's kind of a big positional threat in the Benoni. And if he just continues forward like this, I get b5 in, and I solve all my queenside problems on the Benoni. I can develop easily, and I've got this space. I'm pushing b4, maybe c4 in some lines. So if you're playing white in the Benoni and black plays a6, you need to play a4. And here, that would have meant ruling out queen a4. And then I could continue as normal, and there's none of this queen a4 check business. I usually play my Benonis with a6 anyway. It doesn't hurt to throw it in earlier, in this case anyway. Okay, well, that's the lesson I'll take, the immediate lesson here from this. And I was kind of operating on faith here that the knight to d7 would be the way to meet this. Bishop d7, let's look at this. And queen just has to go back to b3. We looked at knight b5 and how after castling, white's just in, he's up a creek there. So queen back to b3. Sort of misplaced my bishop here. Queen c7. And the bishop's not all that misplaced. I mean, I can take off a knight if he... The queen c7 re-protects my pawn. And I maybe got ideas of knight h5 here. So e4, probably just castle. h3 gives the bishop a square back on h2 to keep pressure on this pawn. And maybe I go knight a6 at some point. Rook e8. More pressure on this pawn. Knight d2. Yeah, now knight a6. That's the nice thing about not playing a6, is you can develop your knight there. The knight's at least out of the way of the rooks. And bishop c4, we've got a game. Rook can come to b8. Yeah, I would expect like knight to h5 here. And after bishop comes back, you can play f5, which looks kind of silly because the king's on the same diagonal as these two diagonal pieces. But this d5 pawn really blunts things, especially since it's blockaded. This also allows you to get your bishop out, and in the Benoni, you often want to throw your bishop on d4, so your knight has more space on the king side to move. Yeah. Anyway, that would have been a much more normal Benoni. But I took things a little too much on faith here with knight to d7. I thought I'd be fine. I forgot that I wouldn't be able to castle, and I forgot that the bishop would be able to stay here. Because after this, I expected the bishop to retreat, but he just had this wonderful move, which defends and threatens all at once. And I'm just busted here, especially after this. Knight e5, it says, is the best way to mate this. That's crazy to me. Yeah, black just found all the right moves here. F6? Well, king e7 apparently is better than queen takes here. And you'll see what I mean. After I take there, he just grabs this rook, and I can come back with my bishop, but he's getting in with his knight. He's not, that knight is not stranded in the corner. Maybe I can take here, but that has a little bit of a threat, but he just plays e3, and then he can meet a check with king e2. White's a little awkward there, but he's just plain winning. So, I honestly don't know if this was any better to move the king here. Takes, bishop takes h4, rook takes d7. That's a crazy move to find. I mean, sensible moves look like knight here, or just taking. I mean, all these are winning. Some are winning a little more than others, but I don't even know what to do here. Yeah, he takes b5. Gotta get that knight. And then, yeah, I mean, White's just up a piece. He's got to get that piece out. But there's just not enough material on the board for me to really take advantage. So yeah, that's a simple win. This looks like an exchange sacrifice that's kind of unnecessary. Rook takes d7. And he's got bishop takes c5. I came back here to guard that fork, but maybe just, yeah, I don't know. That gives him the fork with tempo. So king back, and the bishop check again. He's not repeating the position because he grabbed a pawn, and now he goes here. Bishop f6. Yeah, and he just needs to trade off pieces. Okay, the game's over at this point. I was able to win back a pawn, but I'm just down a knight, plain and simple here. And then I just misplayed some of these moves at the end. I shouldn't have moved my pawns. Maybe just shuffling my king and see what white plans to do would have been better. Anyway, tough loss, but what did we learn? I learned something in the Benoni. A3. After bishop f4, play a6, so that this queen b5 trick isn't, queen a4 trick isn't working. And if he does go for queen a4, bishop, block with the bishop, you have to block with that tempo. And I wonder if I can get away with like this. What was the move that was given here? Queen b3. Oh yeah, queen c7 covers both of these pawns. And then we're safe to castle next move. That's easy to find. Okay. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll try to keep it feisty. See you next time.